He's like, you can show me the door. I'm out.
You know what the lesson that we should all learn there? When Coco wants to tell a story,
let him tell it.
You lay out and let him talk.
So what's next? I'm like, no, I want to hear these details.
Yes,
God love Coco. That might have been my favorite part of the college football weekend because I'm petty. Was just watching all the memes.
Oh,
game.
This Georgia feeling all good.
Love you, Stetson Bennett.
Welcome back to New York. After 8 days of glorious weather, New York delivers the U.S. Open a soggy one. Rain and cooler temperatures have arrived at the Billie Jean King National Tennis Center in time for the quarterfinals. Roof is closed over Arthur Ashe Stadium, but it's a big ticket tonight if you have one. Soon to move into the top 10 in singles, finalist at the French Open, the 18-year-old Coco Gauff meets the French woman, Caroline Garcia, who's into her second Grand Slam quarterfinal of her career. And for the men tonight, Karen Khachanov has reached this stage 2 other occasions, but he's still eyeing his first ever semifinal of a major. And he'll take on Nick Kyrgios, the Wimbledon finalist, most successful man on tour over the last 3 months. He plans to own this Open.
Welcome to Primetime at the U.S. Open, presented by IBM.
And I welcome you through the raindrops. It's Primetime, presented by IBM. Coming up tonight, Coco Gauff and Caroline Garcia get us started in minutes, followed by Kyrgios and Khachanov. And I welcome you inside the stadium. We're on the American Express Terrace, right next to our broadcast booth and high above the court. Nice to have an indoor option on a day and a night combination like this. Hi, everyone. I'm Chris McKendry with Alexandra Stevenson and Mary Jo Fernandez, and this is a blockbuster ticket tonight. It truly is. For the women who get us started, both of these women are bound once again for the top 10 for Caroline Garcia and a first for Coco Gauff into the top 10. So this quarterfinal is a top 10 matchup, and for Garcia, no one has played better tennis over the last month or more.
She's the hottest player coming into this year's U.S. Open, winning 3 titles on 3 different surfaces. But what was most impressive is that she won just a few weeks ago in Cincinnati, coming through the qualifying. Her ranking hadn't quite made the cutoff for this tournament, so she had to win 2 matches in the qualifying, beats Pegula in the quarterfinals with her aggressive style, and she had to beat quality opponents to get to the final. Against Sabalenka, it would go the distance, but 6-1 in the third. She has an all-court game, loves to be aggressive, Alexandra, takes those returns so early, but what's impressed me the most is the serve. The serve has been on fire. That used to be a bit of a weakness.
Yes, it was, and she's only dropped her serve twice this U.S. Open. It fared well in the Cincinnati. She beat top players. Sabalenka and Pegula are also still in this draw. So she's coming in confident, and the defense of her serve is what's really stood out.
Mary Jo, you mentioned the 3 different titles, 3 different surfaces. There it is, 4 wins against top 10 players. And she has climbed 60 spots in the rankings with a win tonight. She does go back into the top 10. And her serve isn't just on fire, it is the best. She's the ace leader on tour.
Yeah, she's really figured out a way to time it more effectively because she had a little bit of a hitch a couple years ago. But I think it goes back to this year's French Open when she won the doubles with Mladenovic, a little bit like Kyrgios in Australia when he won the doubles with Kokonakis. That gave her the belief and the confidence in herself. She's always had the game. Remember, she used to be top 5 in the world just a few years ago. Now, late in her career, she's starting to put it all together, and her emotions are what's keeping her under control.
Well, this is her second Grand Slam quarterfinal, as I mentioned, but her first was in 2017. So it's been a roller coaster ride for her. Coco Gauff, it's been one way. That is straight up. You can point to the French as well for Coco Gauff this year. Mary Jo, what an incredible breakout. She got to the final, losing to the world number 1, Iga Swiatek. Youngest women's major finalist since 2004, Sharapova at Wimbledon. Youngest American woman to reach a major final since Serena Williams at age 17 in 1999, this year's U.S. Open. This is what she's done so far here.
Well, at the French Open, she didn't lose a set to get to that final, reached the finals of the doubles as well. I think that's helped her becoming the #1 doubles player in the world against Madison Keys. She was a little bit nervous knowing that she had lost her the previous time. Madison had had a great summer, beating Swiatek in Cincinnati, but Coco used her speed. She used the weapon of her backhand, cross-court down the line to win this one. This gave her a lot of confidence because this matchup against Zhang, this was a great quality match.
Yes, it was. She really used her speed. Look at that sprint passing shot there. And she took out Madison Keys pretty handily, and Zhang was not giving her anything. Coco had to dig in, use her forehand. She had 32 forehand winners. Well, this whole set tournament she has, but her forehand really stepped up in that match, and her second serve looked a lot better than her previous matches.
These two have played each other twice before. Both went Coco Gauff's way, including one earlier this year, and then Indian Wells, also a hard court. Both are, in fact, and Indian Wells went 3 sets. It's a very tight match coming up. Odds makers basically say it's a pick-em, with Garcia the slight favorite.
They're both playing their best tennis, better than when they played in Doha this year. Garcia probably is a slight favorite. She hasn't dropped more than 6 games in any match. If Coco can keep it close, she's had to battle in her sets. So that could be the difference, and don't forget about the crowd.
Yeah, Coco's the crowd favorite for sure. Look for Caroline Garcia's attack of Coco's serve, but Caroline could get too far into the court, and Coco could use her speed to push her back and get her out of her element.
Yeah, the serve, because Coco's doubles can sneak up and Caroline's aces, and that could be a dangerous combination for Coco Gauff. It's time to get the players on the court with the pre-match interview. Pam Shriver, down to you.
Well, Caroline, it's been an incredible summer for you. By winning the French Open, it seems like it ignited your singles game. Why have you gone next level the last few months?
Yeah, it's a lot of things happening in the last couple of months, and we've been working hard even when it was not working, and I'm glad things are changing now and ready for more.
I know you've played twice before. What are you hoping to do tonight in your game that can give you a win?
Yeah, hopefully I will be able to put my game first and be more aggressive, and things can improve.
Well, aggressive tennis is taking you to 3 titles the last few months. Congratulations. We look forward to this match. And of course, Coco Gauff. It was just over a week ago that I spoke to Coco after her first round win. Hey, Coco. So you told me after your first round how excited you were to win your first match on Ash. You've gotten to know Ash really well now. What do you love about it?
Just the energy. The crowd is like no other. It gets so loud in there, and I just love playing on it.
We know Caroline's one of the most aggressive players on tour. What do you need to do to stop that aggression?
Just continue to do what I've been doing. I played a couple aggressive players this week, and I'm just going to do my best out there.
All the best.
Thank you. Thanks.
New York, please welcome the players for tonight's quarterfinal match. From France, Caroline Garcia. And from the United States, Coco Gauff.
Very nice reception for Coco Gauff, although I note it's a bit of a late arriving crowd. If they want to get it loud, they better get it in here. Patrick McEnroe, Chris Evert have the call of the match after this.
Primetime at the U.S. Open is presented by IBM. IBM, let's create.
Feeling good on court. I'm playing an aggressive game. I'm free to play the way I want.
When she's on and believes in herself, that's on fire.
I like to be aggressive, and that's kind of my identity when it comes to my tennis.
What a forehand by Coco. That movement is absolutely incredible.
I think she's playing the best tennis that she's played in a long time.
no one really that's more confident than Garcia at the moment.
She's playing great. Big serve, huge serve, very powerful, moving great.
Such a great athlete, Coco.
I'm feeding off the momentum a lot, and I enjoy it. She's a big superstar in US. New York is bringing out a side of me that I haven't had since I was 15, so it's nice. It's going to be a great atmosphere.
This is where it proves. Do you have what it takes to make it all the way?
Well, this is everything you would expect and hope for in a women's quarterfinal here at the U.S. Open. Our primetime coverage. Coco Gauff and Caroline Garcia, two players at the peak of their powers. Of course, Garcia, the veteran, and Coco Gauff, the upstart in this one. And if you look at the odds makers in this one, this is just about an even matchup, with maybe Garcia being the slight favorite. Welcome, everyone. Patrick McEnroe alongside Chrissy Everett. We're looking forward to this one. Chrissy, Coco Gauff's rise, we've seen it over the last couple of years. We've seen her continue to mature, and it just seems like now she's ready to do the one thing she hasn't done, which is win one of these in singles. She came very close at the French Open.
Well, it's interesting because a lot of people thought when they first watched her play, she was 15 years old, she beat Venus Williams at Wimbledon, that when Serena retired, she would become her successor, you know, and she would be the next Serena Williams or the next Coco Gauff, and she would dominate tennis in the future. And, you know, it's kind of like slowly coming to be the truth right now. I mean, she talks a lot about her power, but I think equally as important is her counterpunching and her defense. You know, the way she gets to balls. She gets to 2 or 3 more balls than anybody else. She forces you to kind of get impatient and make the errors. Her serve is hard as ever. If she has one glitch, it's been her second serve. She's double faulted a lot this tournament, so she's going to have to improve on that area. I see improvement on her forehand. You know, she's getting more forehands in. She's being more consistent. The crowds love her. She's become a superstar, and she's just handling it so well.
Yeah, she seems to enjoy the crowd, too, which is not always the case for young players. Even for this player, Caroline Garcia, a lot of pressure on her at the French Open, where she's never played her best. But, boy, it's amazing when you look at the fact that she was 4 in the world. She sort of went off the map for a little bit. And then, as the ladies were talking about leading into this, she's been on a run winning on grass, on clay, on hard courts in Cincinnati, a big tournament. And look at the dominance of her wins, just losing 5 games on average per match coming into this.
Yeah, she's, especially that Andreescu, 6'3", 6'2", because Andreescu's a tough player, but she has been relentless, and she has gone through all of her opponents. She has more purpose now in her game. I feel like she has more discipline. I feel like she's choosing the right shots to play, because she has so much variety. I think before she got a little confused as to what kind of shots to hit. Her nerves used to bother her a lot, you know, when she was younger, and her nerves seemed to be intact. So a lot of big changes in her game, and a lot of maturity.
Yeah, and she's playing with an awful lot of firepower, as well as, of course, is her opponent, Coco Gauff, and as is, of course, the one and only Pam Shriver, always bringing the firepower from courtside. Pammy.
Oh, Patrick, thank you so much. It's interesting just watching the warm-up. Garcia started the warm-up hitting inside the baseline, and guess what? That's been one of the keys for her success the last few months. I was watching Coco Gauff serve. I wasn't charting each and every one, but it looked like she didn't even make 50% in warm-up. So that's always a little uneasy, but I can't wait for this match. Since the draw came out, I thought this will be a great quarterfinal. Happy to be here.
Yeah, well, we're happy to have you here. Garcia has been the power player of this tournament thus far. Winners off both wings, and now she faces the ultimate defensive player who can also play offense. Garcia to serve.
Intangibles that we didn't talk about enough are the nerves, and I think again Caroline, I think, has more nerves in this match than Coco. Coco has just been so great with the crowds. I mean, it's propelled her game even to a higher level. She loves it. She gets pumped up. And Caroline, I don't believe, has been on this court during this whole tournament. So it'll be a new experience for her.
A couple of errant tosses here early. Maybe a sign of some early nerves. That's what Garcia has been doing so well during this run. It's just at first ball, if it's hittable, she hits it.
Yeah, but she also, when you look at her serve record, she has more aces on the WTA Tour than any player this whole year.